you are live.
Welcome to a mist sunrise safari. To the left, Oh, it's Guinea fowl. I just saw movement coming out of the bush. At Sydney. So they made the. My name is Brent. Have So it's about 21 degrees Celsius, early 70s Fahrenheit. We have Sam and Dangerous Dave out in the other vehicle. And we have Louise, Rebecca, and Kirsten this morning. A full complement of beautiful ladies. And we're just listening carefully in the early morning. Seeing if we can hear anything. No such luck. It is quite difficult to see tracks in this light, so I'm going to head back down to where I think if the wild dogs did leave our Travis area, they would have crossed. Just sort of keep hoping that they're just going to appear out of the guarri thickets. No such luck. If you have any questions about African wild dogs or any other creature for that matter, an email on questions@wildearth.tv or use the hashtag Safari Live on Twitter. May have left our Travis area, but there was a report from one of our zoomies about a leopard at the Juma Dam at 2:30 this morning. We will head towards there to see if we can find.
Good morning, everyone. Here we are sitting in the Sabi Sands Juma Game Reserve with two beautiful buffaloes. It's an exciting morning. It's myself and Dangerous Dave that are out here in the bush today. We have Rebecca and Louise in the studio. Really excited to have a great day with you. And it's just, myself and Dave had quite an interesting encounter the other day with the last camera. So you won't notice, but we're actually using a different camera at the moment. What a fun day it was. It was so exciting to be looking at all the small insects, and then bang, all of a sudden we saw lions. So it's good to be back on the road and excited to see what we can find today. Myself and David really would like to see some elephants and see if we can get them in there. So we would love to go there and find that, and go there with you and see if we can find any elephants down by the watering holes. But otherwise, if you guys have anything that you guys would like to see today, please hashtag Safari Live, tweet us in, let us know, and we can all go searching together to see what we can find this morning. But with that, we just lost those buffaloes, and well, the last scene that we were at the other day, we were with the buffalo, and we lost them due to our camera. And that's when the lions were hunting buffalo. Well, we thought that they could have been hunting buffalo. We went into the block there, and that's when we had problems with the camera. So hopefully, myself and Mr. Dangerous Dave are going to have a much better drive today in terms of with that, we're going to move slowly in this direction, see what we can find. In the meantime, let's go see what Brent's up to. Cool. So we've just been told that we found some wild dogs at the pan. I'm actually not quite sure what pan it is. Dave, did you catch what pan it was?
I would imagine human.
Okay, this is very exciting. It's early in the morning. We've seen some buffalo, and now there could be some wild dogs. So I'm just going to turn around where we have a best position to. I still haven't seen wild dogs yet, so this is just fantastic. Wild dogs move very quickly, so we've got to try. We've got to try and get there as quick as possible. At the moment, we're on the other side. So it's something like 5 dogs at the pan. Let's get going, everyone. Oh, so we saw them last night. So you guys were there with the wild dogs, but I didn't see them last night. I haven't viewed a wild dog yet on this reserve. Louise, if you copy, please let me know what pan it is and what probably would be my best approach. I've got to see what the best approach is to get to the dam. Okay. Okay guys, we've got quite a distance to go, so just hold on to your seats there and let's get to the wild dogs. Dave, have you seen wild dogs since you've been here?
Yeah, we saw them yesterday.
You saw, oh yeah, so you were out last night, of course. How many were they?
I said 12, 13.
Alright guys, I have to drive safely because there's no point in driving badly. It's still early in the morning, it's still slightly dark. So as we know, wild dogs will move very, very quickly out there. They might have killed something over the night, we don't know, we'll have to see. But they've got very quick metabolisms. So they'll need to eat a couple times a day sometimes. And cheapers, I love wild dogs. Just because they have pack mentality and they just do things as a team together and they just run distances and they're just super exciting. And I haven't seen them for over 2 years, you know, so the last time I saw wild dogs was with my best friend at Londolozi Game Reserve, and we were just tracking them down these roads for cheapers quite some time. Hold on, we've got a bump coming. Alright, while we are running there, or driving there, let's go and see what Brent's up to. We'll be at the wild dogs as soon as possible.
Dogs! I'm just behind you, James. So the dogs just took off after an impala. So we're going to try to stay with them. Hold on, everyone! Oh, there's impala running everywhere. There's dogs there in front of us. James, I'm with them. Guys, look at this wild dogs in the early morning. Isn't this wonderful? Look at this. They're heading straight across quarantine. We just saw Impala going in all directions. There we go. See, now it's possible because when dogs bombshell like this, multiple individuals go in different directions. So one might have caught an impala, so they're going to stop and listen for a second. Isn't this just spectacular? Now, we were chatting last night about the dogs being most active at dusk and dawn. So, perfect example. They really only got moving as it was getting towards dark last night, and now in the early morning they've probably been moving since first light. Very exciting that they haven't departed and they are still here on Djuma. Puppies! So Anna says, Ferrari Safari with Brent, my favorite. Go, Brent, go. Well, unfortunately, the wild dogs have given us the chance to catch up with them. They're almost certainly going to get moving again shortly. But we've got 3 vehicles in the area, and hopefully one of us will be able to stick with them throughout. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 dogs here. They saw 11 last night. Well, thank you very much, Safarideen. Safarideen says, is there anything better than Brent and wild dogs? Well, for me, there's nothing better. Brian was also very excited to see the wild dogs this morning. Now, this happens reasonably often. There's a chase, and the pack gets split. So they're just sitting here listening to see if they can hear if the other dogs might have caught something. Just move a little bit, see if we can see any more of them. I don't know if there's a few more behind that bush. There's a few more back down with Sam. But I think the main, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Where'd number 6 go? Oh, there he is, behind the termite line. 6. And then I can see 2 with Sam. Puts us at 8. So there's a few missing. I just love the coloration on these incredible creatures. Heard them having a bite at the stick there. So even when they are adults, they are still quite playful. As we saw with the 3 of them fighting over a stick last night. Here comes 2 more members of the pack behind us. So 9, 10. Still running or stopped? Look at this one having such a good time with that stick. It's the same one with one with a hole in its side. So we had a close look at him yesterday, and I said probably from a hunt, more than likely, probably got caught by a horn. Doesn't look too serious, and he was running perfectly well last night and this morning, and as you can see, doesn't look too perturbed at all by that wound. Okay, having a quick look. I haven't seen the alpha female yet. There comes another 3 dogs from behind us, jogging up to where we are. Oh, there we go, a little bit of greeting, a little bit of begging. So Tammy, oh, hello, mister. So about to go underneath Brian. He's going to pop up right next to you on the left. I know. He's stopped right next to me. He's looking, there's a wild dog looking at Brian and smelling the back of the vehicle. Here we go, this is going to be a greeting ceremony. And it's happening literally next to us. Look at that, look how close they are. Very, very awesome little greeting ceremony going here. This happens quite often when maybe Sam can get a better view because he's further away. They're a bit too close for us to see it properly. They're literally lying under our car. Oh no, there we go. Look at this, isn't this incredible? So highly, highly social animals, very close knit social structure. Oh, the alpha female's arrived. I can't move my vehicle at the moment. So while we do that, I'm just going to wait for Sam to get further closer to us. He's behind a bush at the moment, so you can see what's happening behind our vehicle.
Guys, we are with the wild dogs. I just want to quickly say something on the radio. James, they are stable at the moment, just playing with each other. Wow, guys, this is the first time I've been with wild dogs, and now they're playing. Let's try and get a better position of them. Ooh. One of them is eating ellie dung. Let's go and see what Brent's doing.
I've got 11, James. Look at this, rolling in some nice smelly elephant dung. I'm just going to be on the radio quickly. James, animals are starting to get mobile back towards the pan. So look at this. Now, a bit of chewing of elephant dung, rolling in elephant dung. Like most domestic dogs as well, they like smelly things. I mean, just nip you on the tail. Oh, here comes another one. Oh, big yams. There we go. It looks like they're going to keep moving now. Oh, we've still got a few lying around next to us, but far more active than they were, and look far more serious about finding something to eat than they did last night. So each dog has an individual pattern that is unique to it, and Tammy and I was wondering that also. How fast do they run? Well, Tammy, they are incredibly quick. They probably have a top end of around 80 kilometers an hour, but they can keep up about 60 kilometers an hour for up to 5-6 kilometers. So incredible stamina and speed combined, which makes them such efficient predators. So Jacob's wondering, what's the gender ratio in a pack like this? It's very difficult to see here, but it's a very broad mix of males and females. Just remember, only the alpha pair mates. Or they're going into some difficult country now, but we will stay with them. Yeah, I'm going to second guess them. So hold on, we're going to try and get up around. They're going right past my house. So while we get in front of them, let's jump back on with Sam.
Guys, this is incredible. There's a wild dog that's just about to come past my car. Hello, friend. Let's see what they get up to. There he goes. another one out there. Guys, these wild dogs can sometimes get into a sudden sprint, so we've got to pay a lot of attention. They're going to start going into a thickish area now. There it goes. I think I've seen about 10 or 11 so far. Okay, so I can't get through that thicket. I'm going to try and see if I can go around. 11 strong pack. They can easily take down an impala this morning. Ooh, they're running back. There they go, there they go, there they go. All right, guys, hold on tight. I might drive a little bit quicker. There's known to be an impala just down by the pan here. Ooh, it looks like they're coming back this way now. Wow, look how beautiful these creatures are. Hey? They don't know what to do. They run left, they run right. Okay, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Look how beautiful painted they are. Wow. Okay. Look at those significant white tails at the back of the wild dog. It almost looks like they've been painted. There's a very significant smell. Can you smell that, Dave? Wild dogs are otherwise known as painted wolves. Okay, so they're starting to go into this thicket. It's only going to get harder now. Brent's gone round the back, so we'll hopefully see them come round the back. I'm just going to stick and make sure they head in this direction. We've got to try and remember what direction they're going. There they go. There's one here, 1, 2, 3, 4. Yes, that smell is unreal. Okay, my feelings are they're going to start heading south now. So what I'm going to do is try and get into a better position. I'm off-road now, so I've got to be careful. Alright, looks like they've gone deep into the thicket. I'm going to see if I can go track round. They'll probably go down towards Twin Dams. That's our best bet. Hopefully Brent's gone down there to have a look, see where they are. Can you see? Alright, let's link to Brent. I think he's got a better stable sighting. See you now.
They've just chased an impala right in front of us. Well, we've still got one dog here. They just shot across the road. They're now mobile parallel to Twin Dams. So this is a really thick area. We can't really get in there. We're going to try and keep up parallel with them. See any, Brian? Let's keep going. They were moving quite quick. And there is a little two-track that goes into the block up ahead here, which will probably be a good place to stand by. It looks, I saw an impala run first. Actually, Brian spotted it first. Just have a quick look. Sorry, James, go again. Copy. Just trying to see if any of them popped out this far. listening as well. We're listening for a few different noises. One is that high-pitched tittering we heard a little bit when they were greeting. They make that sound around a kill sometimes. The other sound is that contact call, that woo, 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 when they lose each other. Checking behind us. Let's check a little bit further forward. Now that's the thing with wild dogs, they appear and disappear in all directions.
Have a look at these wild dogs. Alright, so James is just ahead of us. He's been helping us out with the sighting. And he's there with Kirsty and Connor. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, it looks like they're going down towards Mawati drainage. Here comes another one. Here he comes. Oh, beautiful. Look how slender and slender they are. Okay, they're going into the drainage. James, have you copy? What would be the best approach if they go into Mawati drainage? Okay, copy. Copy. Alright guys, we're going to see if we can come around here. Hello everyone. Okay, so it looks like they're actually following the road, which is great. This is so exciting. Oh my word, it's been so long. Have a look at, let's try and get a close-up if we can there. It's quite difficult. They're moving so quickly, but look, they've got pack mentality, so they're working together as a team. If they go and find an impala now, I can tell you now, impala are running. As soon as an impala sees a wild dog, it will run as fast as it can. Not like cats where the animal will bark at something like a leopard or a lion. When they see a wild dog, they run. So this is exceptionally exciting. There it goes, into the Mawati. Okay, let's go and watch this, see what these guys are up to. So the pack is 11 strong. Wow. Wow. Beautiful. Wow. Look how beautiful they are, guys. While they're still, just have a look at them. Have a look at their ears. Have a look at their tail. Look how beautiful those painted wolves are. With that, let's go and see what Brent's up to.
There we go. Look at that. There's Sam, there's James and Connor and co behind Sam. And we've got 3 other dogs. The others are down towards the Mawati River system in the thickets. James is going to shoot around to stand by that side in case they go through. Ah, there we go. That's what we're worried about. If they head east. This is where, here we go, sneaky Jew tracks come into play. James, they are starting to get mobile east towards the so there we go. There's the alpha female. You can see that pregnant belly. Now, if you've got one dog, you stick with one dog. They will find each other. So, Safari Dean is wondering, when wild dogs mate, do they lock up like domestic dogs? They don't. Just, sorry guys, 1 second. Sam, just stand by behind me there. It looks like they're turning around. Okay, so just stay with the one dog we can see. It's easier than trying to find the missing members of the pack. So James and Sam are in the area moving around. So we're going to stay with the alpha for now. No, they don't lock up. That will obviously be quite a dangerous thing for them because of all the other predators around. And looks like she's going to keep going parallel to the road. Hold on. So let's jump on with Sam, who's got some other dogs in the road, and I'm going to keep with the alpha female.
Oh, there goes the dogs. There he goes. Okay, we've got to try and get, as I said, they move so quickly. So they've just gone down into the drainage. Brent's now going round. We've got to see if we can try and catch them. Someone was asking, what is the name of this pack? From my understanding, it's called the Investic pack. Three adults and the rest are youngsters, from what I understand. Investic pack. Okay, just hold on everyone. Got a few little vehicles here. Okay, sweet. Okay, so that was Robin and Marilyn asking what pack it was. So it was the Investic pack, and it was 3 adults in that pack. Okay, what we're gonna do is see if we can go to Chile Pan and then cut towards the east and see if we can catch them coming out. As I said, they're gonna be moving quickly as the Impala will be running, so we've got to carry on going. So just hold on tight. Yo, this is so exciting though, eh? Cheapers. Okay. I'm gonna see if I can see that painted wolf, otherwise known as the wild dog, running through the thicket here. I think Brent has got the dogs, I'm not too sure.
Listen to that, we've got woo calls going on behind us. I'm just going to be on the radio. James, there are contact calls coming from around Vulture's Nest as well. So here we go, we've got 5 members that I could see. And behind us I could hear some contact calls. Ooh, ooh, ooh. So are they going to keep moving? It looks like they are. There we go. We've still got one. There we go. Let's try to keep up with them. So, oh, there we go. Sorry, I just need to be on the radio a bit. Mike and Sam, some of them are heading back towards Twin Dams from the block. The others are keeping parallel to the Moati between Twin Dams and the river system. Now, this is unfortunately quite a thick area. Strong possibility we might lose them through here, but we will try stay with them. concentrate while we follow these dogs through here so we don't damage the vehicle. As you can see, it's really thick, lots of broken trees and things. And they're milling about at the moment. There's one over there, there's two over there. Oh, coming back through now. Three over there. I'm just trying to see if we can find a way through here. Now we're going back the other way. Has he heard something? Sorry, it's the best view we've got for now. Just make him out through the guarri bushes. Just listening. Oh, one coming right behind us. Gonna pop out on our right here. So they're listening, I'm listening. Has one of the others caught something? Or have they just become split? So we've still got one dog lying up right in front of us. There we go, you can just make it out. So it's not the best position. Let me try and move slightly. Okay, is that the better, Brian? Okay, so it's just got to be on the radio for a second. Oh, and up and going. Yeah, general direction is south between Twin Dams and the Mwati River. I'm not going to be able to follow, I'm going to lose visual, but they should be coming out around the Chelepand area in the next 3 minutes. Oh, there's one more behind us. They've obviously heard something and they all got up and moved at the same time. So as you can see, this is quite a challenging area. You can't move too quickly through here. Let's go. Okay, that's it. We are going to have to try to find our way out of here. They've gone down to a very steep section. We're not going to be able to follow. Sisyphus. Now, a lot of you might worry about driving over these bushes we're doing at the moment. So we never drive over any slow-growing trees, only the fast ones, or any rare trees. The other thing is the effect our vehicle has as we do this is very minimal. If you had to compare it, for example, to a herd of elephants, and the reason this area is so difficult to drive through is because of elephants. And you'll notice they've pushed down a lot of the trees here, which makes us have to zigzag a lot. And if you straddle a bush, that's the radio aerial. What I mean by straddle a bush is you drive over it with the middle of your car. We are now in a very difficult spot. There we go. See, there's a tree that's been straddled before. This one's been driven over before. You can see I just bend slightly, but they pop right back up. So a lot of that stuff comes with experience, knowing how to drive over a tree. So if I drove over like that with my tire on the bush, it would be very detrimental. But if I do this, and use the middle of the car, it pops up behind us. Just trying to find my way back to the road. Should be quite close. So exciting, wild dogs in the morning. So while we try to get out of here, let's go see where Sam is waiting and hopefully those dogs are right next to him.
Guys, it has been an exciting morning so far. We literally woke up, saw a buffalo, heard that they were wild dogs, and we were chasing ever since. It's such an exciting experience. It's a new experience for me. I've never chased wild dogs while being on live TV, but it's such a thrill, I must tell you that. And so what's happening at the moment, myself and David, Dangerous Dave, and it's the second drive I've had with Dave. The first one was tracking predators of lion, or the lion predators up in Buffelshoek, and now we're by Chile Dam with the wild dogs, and hopefully the wild dogs are going to come out of this thicket here and come towards this pan. So Brent told me that they were heading in this southerly direction just now, so this is epic. Hopefully we'll see them just come through that thicket over there. But it's so unpredictable. All we can do is kind of hope that they haven't headed in that direction, but we've got a number of vehicles that are sitting east of us, west of us, well, not west actually, they're more north of us, and here we are sitting in the south, so hopefully they'll pop out here. But it would be very quick if they do pop out here, because there's not much impala, there's not anything actually. Hey David, it's just quiet. The wild dogs. Yeah. That's all there is out here, it's not even birds. Very exciting stuff. Yeah, they really have frightened everything away. They are a scary, scary species to come across when you're another animal in this bushveld. Just imagine, you're a little impala, you're sitting, you're grazing, and you just see 11 strong, quick wild dogs coming. You just start running. That's all you do, you just run and just hope.
North of Chelepan, sorry, southwest. Sorry guys, we've just found the dogs again. They've changed direction completely and on our side this morning. So there we go. They've now changed direction. They're heading more west. So unfortunately we're in a bit of a bad signal area. Now let's get up and out. Head towards Weaver's Nest. Ah, there we go. Cancel that. They've come out at Chelepan. Look at this. There's some Duggar boys here as well. So, there we go. Here's what Sam's surrounded by wild dogs. And it looks like it's the Sands pack. And you can see that buffalo bull just behind those two dogs. Sometimes they will chase them. Quite amusing, because wild dogs often like to tease buffalo. Stopping for a quick drink. We're all here with them. Sam's got a better visual, so let's go have a look.
Wild dogs are drinking here at the pan, everyone. This is exciting. They've come down, they've been running for quite a while now. They've come and had a little sip from this watering hole. If you have a look just above the dogs there's a buffalo just there. Have a look at the buffalo, there it is. Now, I've never heard of a buffalo that's been taken down by wild dogs. Never ever heard of such a thing. But look at where, oh, wow. Did you see that interaction, guys? That was cool. Look how he's behaving. Let's have a look at the buffalo over there. Look at the way in which that buffalo is behaving towards the dogs. He's keeping an eye on them. Wow. Let's link to Brent and see what his picture is.
Look at this, buffalo and wild dog in the same spot. Now, I've seen wild dogs harass buffalo just for fun, big herds, particularly when there's sort of yearlings involved. But I'm sure a few of you are wondering if wild dogs ever hunt buffalo. And it's very, very unusual, but there is a pack of wild dogs in Botswana that has become quite well known for hunting buffalo. Look at this. See, they know they're much faster than the buffalo, so they don't really take any notice. Now, strangely enough, it was about this time last year when we had a leopard teasing buffalo at this very pan. Konuma. And today we've got wild dogs. So we can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 members of the pack. So, oh, there's more down that side. Okay, so we've got a few more than 6. Can't see exactly how many. It should be, I think I saw 11 altogether last night. Isn't this just spectacular? The most endangered carnivore in southern Africa. The second most endangered canid in Africa. The African painted wolf. And as most of our regular viewers know, by far my most favorite animal. Now, strangely enough, when I lived in Tanzania, I got the nickname Mbwamwitu, which basically means dog of the bush, because my staff decided I was as hyperactive as wild dogs as I ran around in the camp, trying to make sure everything was operational and working. And I used to get so excited when I saw the dogs. But Ndomboro, who was my tracker, oh, here's the rest of the pack, and behind us. There we go. Ooh. Watch this. That's game face on. It's time for a bit of stalking one of the other dogs. Look at that now. Normally we see that as their rush impala, but this time it's just a bit of fun. Hey, little guys. Oh, isn't that spectacular? Let's just try and keep up. You know, you got to be on these guys completely all the time, otherwise they disappear. They spread through an area of about 150 meters. Some of them are coming down towards the boundary. I'm just going to let the guys in the east know. Said. Madasha heading southbound Twin Dams at the moment. Chelepan, the general direction is to your side. I'll give you another update when they're a bit closer. Here we go. Look at that. Isn't that just... It's just spectacular. That fluid running now, those patterns. Now they are heading south towards the southern boundary. Sorry about the bumpity bumps, guys. Let's just try zoom ahead of them. Hold on, hold on. Whee, round and round and round at the Ferrari Safari. Hold on, and we zoom again. And are we as fast as a wild dog? Copy, James, then our mobile staff on Tinder. So, now we are in the spot, in the right position to see what's going on. Now we shall be testing my reversing skills. Try and give ourselves a little bit of space in case we do need to, or in case they start moving quickly again. Lovely tracking, Brian. Thank you. So not my best reversing. I did have a little bit of a wobble there. So the other really exciting thing is like getting ourselves in this position, which is slightly ahead of the dogs, is that we are coming up towards Twin Dams, and there's often impala on that open area there, so we can put ourselves in a good position. So what we might do is, we're going to stay with this one for now, but what we might do is zoom ahead to check if there are any potential prey species there. Brian, can you tell me what's going on? I'm watching behind us. Cool. Okay, still on the move. I'm going to go a little bit further ahead now. I want to check if there are any potential prey species. While we do that, let's jump across the sand.
Welcome back, everyone. We've got a couple of wild dogs just coming to the right of us. There's one. We're going to slowly, what Brent's going to do is see if he can move a little bit ahead and catch them. If you just look ahead of us now, there's two on the road. So Brent's going to go see if he can see any prey species in the distance, so that when they do get there, he's got some good visual. There he goes. Goodbye, Brent. For now, we're going to, with these painted wolves, wow. How awesome they are. Such beautiful animals there, and they've just been moving the whole time. I wonder when they will take a break. So it's important to make space for other viewers. Enjoy, guys. I'm just going to be sitting not so far behind them. Just can imagine being from another part of the world and coming down and seeing wild dogs for the first time. Very exciting. Have a look at that. That looks like a female. That is quite large, don't you think, Dave? Wow. You can see the nipples quite prominent on that female. She does look fairly large. So everyone, we made a mistake. This is not the Investic pack. This is actually the Sand pack. The Sand pack, not the Investic pack. I said 3 adults in this pack. Wow. They've got excellent hearing as well. Their senses are amazing. They can smell anything from a very, very, very far distance. And they're very, very social. When I went to go watch wild dogs, when I watched them for the first time, as I've been trying to tell the story while running out, chasing after them the whole morning, is that we were chasing, myself and my friend Donovan were going either side of wild dogs, and they caught an impala, and they didn't eat it just yet. They waited until the whole pack was there, and then they ate it. Whoa. Wow. Very, very playful species. So we've got 2 ahead of us and 2 just behind us. Let's see if we can get a visual. Alright. Just trying to figure out what they're going to do here. There's 2 behind us, but if they do head anywhere, they're not going to go back in that northerly direction. They're going to head south. Well, there they are. The other 2 are just ahead of us, guys, so at any moment they could move. So I've got my vehicle on, getting ready to move in any direction. They're starting to head that way. Well, this vehicle sits with these 2. Let's see if we can get a better sighting of these 2 painted wolves. African painted wolves. You can get some visual there. You can see them. Watch out. Here they come. It's the other 2. 1, 2, 3, 4. We've got 4 dogs now. We're safe to say. Yo, can you see how quickly they can change directions? In a matter of moments, they're running in that direction, and then all of a sudden, boom, they're running that way. Eh? It's amazing. I just want to update the game drive vehicle. The other vehicles, just to let them know what is going on. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 that are now heading down this road. Okay, here they go. Just bear with me for a second, everyone. I'm going to try and work with the radio, being with the wild dogs. They're now in the Mawati drainage. Central. Stations, there are 5 now in the Mawati drainage. Yeah, they are. Check them out. They're right here. And they get into low gear. Going into the riverbed, everyone. Oh, they've just started running. They're running. There they go, there they go, there they go. There they go, there they go. What direction are they heading? They're now heading. They're coming back. Copy that, Brent. Yeah, they go. They're running. This is exciting, everyone. Let's get up there. Look how they run. There's one right next to us here. Have a look at that. Wow. Wow, guys, that is so cool. Look at them running. Woohoo! This is amazing, everyone. What a privilege to see this. They still carry on down the line. Look at that jump. That is unreal. Oh, look at this. Here they come. Here they come. Wow. There he goes. They are running.
Wild dog about to leap onto an Inyala. Right next to us. There's dogs chasing Inyala with Sam. There's dogs chasing Inyala with us. Hold on. Look how close that dog was. So they split into different pods, chasing different inyala. So the last visual I had was of an inyala's fluffy white tail. This is
How Brent's doing.
So the other dog chased another inyala to the north of the drainage system. Do we have a visual? Do we have a visual? They definitely crossed the road here. James, we've lost them. They chased inyala. 3 went north of the Moati, or northeast, and another couple went south towards Pangolin Track. Okay, so we're just scanning now carefully. Hey, Finn, James, I think, give Sam a hand on the northern side. They went up that little shkova towards Nyala Road South. Going very slowly now. Now, as we're saying, dogs can do that for up to 4 kilometers, and they'll actually sometimes just tire out the potential prey species. That inyala's best hope is to hope it just takes one sharp turn that the dog gives up, but who knows? We're going to get through. I just want to check Weaver's Nest quickly. Once we're there, we're just going to switch off for a second to listen. We have another new viewer from the land of the long white cloud. Hi, Tim. Tim's wondering, how do these dogs keep up that stamina? Kim, not Tim. And Kim, they've got a really big lung system, and that's what enables them to keep up that stamina. Also a very high metabolic rate. Now that is an... I just want to listen. So what we're listening for? We're listening for the woo call. Woo, woo, woo. Or we're listening for that high-pitched tittering of the success. James, the shkova between Nyala Road South and Kwatile.
Dogs. Located one wild dog on Kwatile. See if I can relocate. Okay, did you see it there? I can't believe they weren't live. Can't believe it. It was so epic. Okay, just looking out into the drainage. Are we off here? Louise, do you copy? Okay guys, we are still live. Didn't realize that we are still live. We just copied, we just found a wild dog that just was in this drainage line just to the east of us here. Sorry, not the east, the north. We've got to keep looking to see if we can find them, because they were actually running on Inyala, and it was the most incredible thing I've ever seen. We were just in the drainage line and they were running next to us, and they came into this drainage, so I think they might have caught an Inyala in here somewhere. Wow. Okay, we gotta keep looking to see if we can find them. They're not there. Let's keep looking for them. Okay guys, we've got to pay attention here because, oh, there they are. Spotted them. Okay, they've just hit it. Okay, they went into this drainage line, guys. I don't know if you saw it, but I'll go into this drainage line and see if I can find them. Wow, guys, this is my heart's literally in my chest. Experienced this before. First time experience. Watching out. Oh no, okay, so it's very thick down here. Looks like we could be a little bit stuck. Hold on 1 second, everyone. I'm digging a nice hole here. Okay, let's link back to Brent while we try to get out of this little ditch.
So their last direction was back towards us here. And we're just going to stand by. Now, when they bombshell like that after potential prey, they do become split and they can be all over the place, which makes finding them a bit of a challenge. Brian is watching our rear.
Oh, there we go.
Got them. There we go. And you need a lot of luck in following these guys, especially through woodland like this. There's another one. Now we're looking for the telltale sign of blood on the faces that they might have successfully managed to catch one of those in Yala. Some more running parallel to him, closer to the drainage system, but we will definitely try to stick with the one we can see. Oh, cool, thanks. It is a male. He's got a very distinct little nick out of the left ear. Nice little identifier there. And he's on the move again. There's just... The thing about wild dogs is they just create pure excitement. I mean, they're everywhere, dashing and jumping and running and chasing and turning us around and around in circles. Donna would like to know who's the fastest, the ostrich, wild. or a cheetah. Cheetah by a long way. They can get up to about 120 kilometers an hour. We've got one dog. There's another dog behind us, apparently still coming in. No, don't go that way now. If they're coming back up towards Chilipan. Gone back up, now we're going to turn around again. That's what I say, they turn us round and round and round. And the thing is, when they've chased something, they split like this. You never know if you're going to find another one around the next corner. There's another one, see what I mean? Another one. We just lost those two going that way, and here's another one looking for the rest of the pack. If the others went towards Chilipan. Oh, there's another one appearing out of nowhere. That's what I love about dogs. So Kim's saying, oh, how do they communicate if they've split up like this and they're in all different directions? Oh, they're so graceful. We're going in another circle, I do feel, though. Oh, here comes two more. Big greeting ceremony right next to us. And there we go, Kim, that's how, with these high-pitched squeaks and contact calls. Now I'm trying to look at their faces, see if anyone's successful. I can't see any blood. Just see a bit of joy of finding each other. Those tails up, and those tails are very important markers. That white tip, oh, we're going to be on the run again. That white tip, when they do make a kill, all their heads are inside the kill, and that white tail stands out like a flag for the other dogs trying to find them. Moment they're listening, so we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 here, and now if we're lucky they might even start the contact calling. You can see how those big radar dish like ears picking up all the different sounds. So Kim, that's how they communicate, and quite a few of the sounds, I think, especially the more higher pitched ones, might even be in a frequency we're not going to be able to hear. Can you hear that, Brian? So there's a very high pitched squeaks that we just make them out. There's that dog lying up to the right. That one sounded like it was squeaking a bit. Oh, and they've heard something, just like that. Now, we didn't hear a thing. Those massive radar dish ears showing their worth there. Oh, here we go again. Now, wild dogs have a very distinct sort of musky, wet dog odor. Brian and I were discussing it when we decided we were going to change the way to describe the scent of a wild dog. The scent of a wild dog is the scent of excitement. Now literally when we smell that, we start getting very excited, start checking everywhere. WildEarth, they're now moving towards the wallows on Nyala Road South. So now, wild dogs need massive home ranges. Diana, in the northwest of England, was wondering that. They don't have such set territories, more as home ranges, and they can range. A pack like this will probably have a home range of around 60 to 80,000 hectares. Please do not go into the drainage line here. Try to stick with them. They do drop into this little drainage system here. It is quite a difficult place to follow. There you go. They're still looking for the missing members of the pack. They definitely heard something which set them off running in this direction. But they still stop and listen. They've got a general direction and they're sticking to it. Now this sort of slow trot that they're doing at the moment, they can keep up, especially in this cool weather, for an incredibly long time. Now hopefully we're going to be lucky enough to be with them still when they meet the missing members of the pack, and we'll get another one of those incredible greeting ceremonies. I heard that one. There was a contact call. Here we go. Greeting about to happen. That was a very quick greeting. I think I see some blood on one of the legs. So they might have made a kill in this area here. I love that noise. Fortunately, they're doing most of their greeting behind a bush. Right, there we go, they're going to come. One's coming straight towards us. I'm trying to still see if I can see any sign that they have made a kill. Just getting myself in a position in case we have to move again quickly. So I don't think all members of the pack are here yet. Standing by. Standing by. Nyala Road South, halfway between the Central and the Mawati. Okay, looks like we're going to get moving again. I'm going to try to stay just a little bit ahead of the front runners, just in case they disappear in a direction that's going to be difficult for us to follow. Oh, now they changed direction again. Here come a few missing members again, or one at least. It's coming jogging towards these two. Here we go. Nyala Road South. Oh, greeting again. And this time we're in the right spot. We've got 10. So one missing still, I think. Or maybe not. I think it might have just arrived behind the bush. So it doesn't look like any of them have been successful in their hunts. I can't see any blood on any of them. James, general direction seems to be back north through the block between Vulture's Nest and Nyala Road South. Copy, thanks. So it looks like they're changing direction again. So wild dogs are a little bit different to other predators, and Ellen in Arkansas is wondering, would they let the pregnant alpha feed first, or would it just be a free-for-all for like lions, for example? No, wild dogs are actually incredible like that, they would regurgitate for the female if she didn't get enough food, and they would rather go hungry than the alpha go hungry. They also are the only one of the predators that puts the babies higher on the social hierarchy than themselves. So it's a very, very interesting social structure. So I'm going to have to concentrate again as I speak. Try to follow them through here. Sam, the change direction, head round towards Vulture's Nest junction with Central. There we go. So they're being very kind at the moment and taking a relatively kind path through this block for us. Okay, so we're still with the pack, and it looks like the whole pack has been reunited. Oh, elephants. There's elephants and the dogs together. Now this could get really exciting. Look at that. Elephants and the wild dogs. I'm going to try and get in behind there. You've got to be very careful with this situation now. We've seen these ellies really chase wild dogs before. Let's get into spot. There we go. Here it comes. Look at that, look at that, isn't that amazing? Ephraim, they ran into some love on Vulture's Nest. They're now heading towards Central, probably 100 meters from the junction. I'm stuck behind the love. Copy, thanks. Sam, did you copy that? Stand by in Central, about 100 meters to the east of the junction with vulture's nest. I'm just stuck with the ellies at the moment. If the girl will chase them, I dash. So wasn't that exciting, guys? Look how those elephants corralled. Now, they're a bit upset, so I'm obviously not going to try sneak past them as such. I'm hoping Sam can get to the other side. Oh, there go the dogs behind the elephants. Ellies didn't even know what was going on. There's Madachov headed back towards Twin Dams in this Makulu Klatin between Vulture's Nest and the Moati. Now, go James, I'd say a bit further north, probably closer to Quarantine Edge from the direction they're heading. Okay, so we've got a Mexican standoff here, one that I don't think I'm going to win. Now, those ellies are already upset, and sometimes they can sort of misplace aggression onto the next closest thing, which would be us. That's why we're staying our distance a little bit. Wasn't it amazing to watch how those elephants immediately sort of chased, and the baby charged with the rest of the herd. Then afterwards they corralled and made this sort of protective circle around the babies. Even though wild dogs don't actually really show any potential threat to the elephants. I mean, I've never heard of a wild dog attacking a baby elephant or anything, but elephants just react really negatively to any predator. So I've told James where I think those wild dogs are going to pop out, and I'm not going to take any chances with a herd that's just been upset like that. So I'm going to go around the long way. Unfortunately, that does mean there's a possibility we won't find those wild dogs again, but that was incredible. That was so amazing watching that. So hopefully Sam and James have a bit better luck than I do while I move around. And so we'll be back hopefully a little later with the wild dogs again.
Guys, I can tell you that this has been probably the best experience I've had so far with WildEarth TV. Myself and Dave, I've only been on drive with twice, have been running around this place trying to relocate on the wild dogs. We were sitting with them a bit earlier and we saw them go down into the drainage line. So what happened was myself and Dave decided to go into the drainage line to see if they had managed to kill one of the Inyalas. But as we got down there, we managed to get stuck in the drainage. So we had to call James and we had to get some wood. While we were packing the wood, a wild dog ran past us at the top. So we jumped back in our vehicles and just waited.
So those ellies started trumpeting again, so I thought the wild dogs might have come back. And look how they've turned away from us. And look at those trunks in the air, smelling those wild dogs. They're all focused on the direction those dogs disappeared in. Now, you can see the herd becoming a bit more relaxed. I just heard a trumpet as we were turning around, and we came back, and all their trunks were periscoping into the air in search of the scent of the wild dogs. And it's a very distinct smell, I'm sure the ellies will recognize. So they've now sort of relaxed a lot. You can see that the general body language is quite calm. So come, Ellies. Let's make a space so we can sneak past you. So we've got Sam at Chela Pan, we've got James standing by near quarantine, so they got that area covered. And we know with dogs they can change the direction so much, so I was hoping to get round onto Central. But it doesn't look like these ellies are keen to move. But they've definitely taken over their sort of normal demeanor now that the dogs have been seen off. There's no more potential threat. Look at that little one playing, kicking up the soil. Well, Megan on Twitter says this is the most exciting thing she's seen. It should be a Nat Geo commercial, and she's going to watch it all again tomorrow on replay. Well, Megan, wild dogs do have that incredible excitement attached to them, and they do bump into things. I mean, we've had wild dogs chasing in Nyala, we've had wild dogs in buffalo, and then we had wild dogs in elephants. Hello, madam. Yes, we're not going to go any further. We're not trying to disturb you. We were just looking for the wild dogs. See that raised head posture, and I think that's some of the misplaced aggression I was speaking about. But if I look to the right at what I would presume to be the matriarch, the biggest, oldest female, there, she's pretty calm with those nice long tusks, so not too worried that they might get aggressive with us. No, none of this nonsense now. I know you're excited because there were some puppies running around, but there's no need to misbehave. Now see, they started caroling again just because this female is acting a bit, in Shangaan we would say mafufunyan, difficult. And see, the other females are quite calm. It's just the one. It's possibly because that young calf looks to be hers. Sniff, sniff. Here we go. That's it. Flap your ears, eat your grass, stop sniffing. I love that periscope when they do it there. Standing by. Okay, copy, thanks. Copy, thanks, F. Okay, Ellies, I don't think you're going to move. Yes. And that female is a bit stressed, so I'm just going to move out slowly. So watch carefully. When I do this, I'm going to start the car, but I always let the car run for a few seconds. That just gives the Ellies a chance to get used to. There we go. Actually, looks like they might move all for us, and we will have a path. Oh, why, thank you. Bye-bye, Ellies. We're going to loop around the area. I think there's a strong chance that those wild dogs might pop up again at the Juma Pan, so keep a lookout there. Oh, and more elephants. I think that's possibly why the wild dogs turned around. They were like, oh, Ellie, and they just managed to sneak between the two groups. And you can see these ones don't look like they saw the dogs. They're not huddled in that protective spot, and they just look very relaxed. I'm going to try and just sneak around the outside edge of them. Hello, little man. Or was it little lady? Little man. It's okay. We're just going slowly around you. No need for shenanigans. Being a young bull, he might give us a little trumpet once we passed and he's feeling big and strong, having seen off us. There we go. Big female, completely relaxed. Just sneaking around them so we don't disturb them. Oh, quickly! Sam's got the dogs again!
Oh, we are back with the wild dogs, everyone. There it goes. Okay, guys, hold on tight. It's been quite a journey so far. We have been following these wild dogs up and down this drainage line for the last 2 hours. We've been stuck inside drainage lines. We've been going down while they've been chasing Nyala. There it goes. Oh, look at that jump. Okay, so it's heading back towards... Where's it going? Okay, can you guys see him there?
No.
You can't see him there, don't worry. Let's get into a better position. Looks like he's heading back in a northerly direction. Okay. Can you see this, guys? I'm literally... My leg is so sore from changing clutch and pushing the clutch in. Okay, so they headed back down towards the drainage. It's more like... I think it's likely that they're going to try and relocate or find each other and possibly come up towards... There we go, there we go, here we go. So it looks like they actually all came back from that direction. They're all heading down here towards back towards the thicket. There they go. There we go. Okay, so what would our best approach be? There it goes, heads off into the thicket. It's so difficult when they just go into the thicket. Where can we find you now? So now that we found two and we know that they're going back towards there, I think our best bet is to try and go back the way we came, because it seems that they keep changing direction. But it could be that they've actually found a kill, because we've only seen two so far. And they could be trying to find the others that might have killed something else. We don't know, but I was told that you guys had an excellent sighting with wild dogs and the elephants. What happened there? It sounded like ellies were very angry. We were stuck in the drainage and all we could hear was the sound of elephants going crazy. But let's see if we can relocate on those wild dogs. Yes, I can't tell you how exciting it is. You're just sitting. Oh, we got a buff. Hello, Mr. Buff. Hope you're having a good day. Don't mean to pester you. Thank you very much for letting us pass. So, I'm sitting in the pan, trumpets going everywhere. The funniest thing is both myself and Dave are very new to the job. You know, I've been here 2 weeks. How long have you been here, Dave?
About 8.
We've been here for eight weeks. And so we don't know the roads that well. So we just see these wild dogs running in every direction and we're just like... quite fun. It really is fun, man. I'm really enjoying it. What we're going to do is they headed into the thicket there. We're going to follow the thicket parallel. See if we come down into the drainage line, because it looked like they went back towards the drainage line. Our best bet is probably to go into the drainage and carry on towards Nyala Road south, and they could very well be there. Maybe they've killed something, don't know. But my adrenaline is pumping. It has been since about 5, 6 this morning. Okay, we're coming back down into the drainage. Let's keep our eyes open. See if we can relocate on those beautiful, sprinting, lean, painted, African wild dogs. Okay, let's get some visual down the drainage. Anything down there? And it would just be a quick flash. Boom, they're going. Good. We're going to carry on down this road. It looked like they were all heading that way. So what I'm going to do is actually get to the next drainage line and drive it. But there is truly no right way to go when it comes to wild dogs. You've noticed how many times I've changed my direction in the car. I mean, we were here earlier. This is where the buffalo got a fright from the wild dog. And then they changed, they're running that way. I wonder what makes them change so quickly. It's really interesting. 1 second they're running that way, the next one they're running. It must be scent, maybe. Yeah, it could be. Yeah, it could also very well be sound. They're listening to the sounds. That's so fascinating. Animals are so in line with their senses. You know, they really see the world through their senses. I mean, how often do you use your senses in everyday life? From smelling, touching, tasting, looking. In order to be able to live in this environment, you've got to have very acute senses in order to survive and adapt to this landscape. So these wild dogs, smelling, hearing. Okay, we're coming back down towards the next drainage. Carl, I know, Carl, it's so epic that, you know, that you're just driving on a drainage line and you've got wild dogs just running on either side of you, and you can get to share that with the whole world. It's, yeah, Carl, it's fascinating, it's interesting, it's adrenaline, it truly is. I can't stop looking for these wild dogs. But what we're going to do is we're going to go here quietly. Carl, if you're still there, have a look around, look above, next to us. Maybe you'll see that thing that we didn't see because we were looking in the wrong way. We need all eyes and ears out here. Right. This is where we were driving a little bit earlier and they were just running next to us. Unreal. Guys, I'm looking in as many directions as I can at once. I'm trying to have more than one eye. And it was great to watch, because we were. Oh no way! Let's go see what Brent's doing.
So, guys, you can't see, but there's a female leopard on her belly, stalking through the. There, look at the tail. There's the tail. Now, very exciting. This is the leopard I've only ever seen once. Everyone seems to think it is Shaluva. So Nkanyin's adult cub. I think she's just over 2 years now. Can you still see the tail, Brian? So it looks like she's stalking Impala. Very, very excited. Try something with another vision. See her there, Brian? Just see her ears. So she's up and moving in. Got her? Yeah, there we go. There's her tail. This is definitely not the best leopard sight we've ever had, but as my tracker Nicholas once said, arm or an ingwe is an ingwe, which basically means there's a leopard if you see one rosette or the whole body. So definitely in full stalk, unfortunately just to the north of our traverse area, but we can see her there. So with Karula spending so much time in the south, and Shadow also spending quite a lot of time to the west, Shaluva seems to have found a little niche in the top northwestern corner of Djuma. And I've heard her being called on the radio quite a few times. Oh, why is she stalking those Impala? There's Impala behind Brian. See that little flick on the coat there? There she goes again. She's definitely much bigger than the last time Brian and I saw her. We saw her when she was very newly independent. Down towards this little river system behind us. On a positive note, if she does catch any of the good trees to put Impala in on our side, so fingers crossed. You got it? So we're not sure what she's stalking just yet. Could be, oh, she's getting close. What a pretty little female. Oh, there she goes. Now it's all ears. Just listening. I don't hear any alarm calls yet. I didn't hear the thud of a leopard grabbing something. It's just maybe slowing down a little bit. So she darted into this. Oh, there's a male Impala. That's what she's after. You got the Impala by? Okay, so that's what she's after. We can't see it now. Do you see it? So this is a really good spot for it to hunt. Lots of nice cover. Difference as you can see her. That's incredible. She's about 5 meters from the Impala. Brian, she's going to pop through here. She's just behind that round leaf tea. Just keep coming to the left, Brian. There. She's right there. And the impala's probably a little bit more than 5 meters. Look, you can just see her head popping through between the bush there. Look at that. There she goes. Now, I can see the impala. So actually probably about 12 to 14 meters. She hasn't been spotted yet. The male impala is facing away from her. Look how she just disappears. Look. Okay, she's... I can't see what happened. I just saw her run, but her tail went up. I wonder if she made a mistake in that store. I still don't hear an impala alarm call, though. That was so close. If you saw a visual? So the impala, Ephraim said, just ran. Now, if she has been spotted, we're looking for that white tail sticking up in the air. Maybe that impala ran because it had a sixth sense. See her now. Let's just check slowly forward again. Well, 2 stalks in a day, isn't that incredible?
This is.
Brian spotted there. There she is. If she's opposite us, probably 50 meters into the block. Heading more north. Oh dear! She's heading further away from us, but wow! This has been a morning. Incredible. So, wild dogs, leopard stalking, a new leopard. So, or second viewing of a leopard, not quite new. Phew. Grant Rogers says, this has to be scripted. What an incredible drive so far. Well, Grant, that's the thing about the bush. Sometimes it's on your side and everything's going your way, like this morning. Other times, we talk about flowers for 3 hours, but that's the joy about the bush, and not to say flowers aren't interesting. It is just amazing to be able to spend time with all the different facets, from the flowers to the wild dogs to the leopards. I am on an absolute high this morning. Brian is literally sitting chest puffed out, smiling from ear to ear. Well, let's go see what else we can find. Carol said, what a good morning. The whole WildEarth crew are going to be very chuffed after this broadcast. And Carol, that we are. But why didn't she come chase these impala? What I found quite strange is I think that leopard, I think that impala just had sixth sense that something was up and disappeared. It would have been a very big kill for it. It was an adult male impala. So this morning it just keeps on, it's the gift that keeps on giving. Sam has got another member of Africa's Big Five to show you at Kwatile Dam.
Wow, guys, look at the size of this breeding herd. Big, large herd of buffalo. Look at the size of this. And look at the youngster there, inside of the water there. Oh, awesome. This is incredible. They are just coming in their numbers. Have a look at the top of this. Ew, they are just, this has been the most spectacular morning I've had here so far. Look at them. Look how many there are. This is unreal. And they're coming down towards the watering hole, having a little sip of water, and then making their way back east towards Juma camp. They're going to be going past our house just now. Look at this. This is unreal. Eh? And this, I mean, you guys have just been with a leopard hunting. With wild dog chase, leopard hunting, and now a huge, large herd of buffalo. And you can see that youngster just there in the distance. That youngster buffalo will quite easily be taken by a leopard, by a wild dog, by a lion. And so that's why it's actually so much fun following big herds like this, because you'll often find the predators that are following these herds. And we know for a fact that the wild dogs are not far away from this position. What happened on the last few moments with the wild dogs, we were sitting with them in the drainage line to the right of us, and now to the left of us we were with this big, huge breeding herd. So we're still trying to have two eyes on one sighting, where we're just having a look here around us, seeing what we can see, these beautiful buffaloes, but at the same time just keeping an eye out for the signs of those wild dogs, because they were literally just here, probably about 5 to 10 minutes ago. So it's all very exciting, and we are going to stay here with the buffalo just while we watch them come down, because it's not often that we get to see buffalo in their numbers like this, moving through the landscape, and it's incredible footage. I'm speaking quite fast because my heart's still racing. It's quite an experience to be running around a reserve trying to find wild dogs, coming across buffalo herds. This is definitely the best job in the world. I mean, you actually just can't get better than this. Look at how many there are out there. Oh my word! Check it that one's fighting down there. Oh my word, this is unreal. Look at these. It looks like two males that are having a fight. You can see the dust that is all around them. You can hear the sound of that boss. It's all happening down here. Oh my. I'm going to keep quiet so you can hear the sound of that boss. Are they going to go back? If they go back, I'm going to go quiet suddenly to hear that sound of the boss's smack. And the other one shies away. Jeepers, that was unreal. It just... Ooh, is something else going to happen? Wow. I was just watching the breeding herd, and next thing I just saw a cloud of dust coming on from the other side of the pan. You could have actually seen that on the Juma cam, possibly. Wild dogs chasing, leopard hunting, buffaloes fighting. It's a morning to be remembered here in the Sabi Sands, WildEarth, fantastic. It's just, this is what it's about. This live experience. You just don't know what's going to happen next. You literally don't, and it just takes you by surprise. I mean, 1 second you're going down the drainage line with Inyala just running away from wild dogs, and then you're watching buffaloes fight like that. When I woke up this morning and I had my coffee, I did not expect this. Unreal. And look at them moving, eh? This is a very classic sign of buffaloes, to be moving in these great herds. In Africa, you can find many, many great herds of buffalo moving through the landscape. Very iconic picture. You can see some of them are really enjoying that watering hole. Wow. Well, Lynn says that she could hear the sound of the buffaloes fighting on the Djuma camp. Wow, Lynn, that was quite exciting to behold. Cheapers, that was. I mean, I actually saw that the other day. I was with Brian up at Buffelshoek Dam, and we were watching 2 buffaloes go. But this morning we just came down to Djuma, and we just saw 2 buffaloes going at each other. Wow. Is it going to calm down now? What else is going to happen, eh? We're going to find lions come down here. What? I mean, I wouldn't be surprised though, David.
Me neither.
Well, the way in which this morning has gone, we could easily have lions. And I can tell you, this has been fantastic with Dave. It's only my second drive with Dave, and we've been just trying to learn what the ropes are like and just doing this together, and it's just been so exciting. Eh? We saw lions get up and move just 2 days ago. That's when we lost visual of everyone. And now we've watched all sorts of stuff happen together. So it's a fantastic team. Dangerous Dave and Sam Chef. Live. Safari Live. All right. Ooh, there's something happening just above there. Have a look. That one is running away. Look at that. We just saw another little bit of dominance between 2 buffaloes. But just while we're waiting for them, you can see this buffalo is rubbing its horns against that tree. Can you see that? It's the boss. It's called the boss. The horns of it. It's actually rubbing it. It'll often do it to tambutis. Wow, awesome. Yeah. The reason why they actually do that to mainly tambutis is when they rub their boss against the tree, the sap comes out and it helps them clean off all the parasites that might be sitting on their boss. It's a little useful little bit of information about a buffalo while we watch all the action unfold for us. What I'm going to do is I'm actually going to see if we can get closer to those 2 buffaloes. Maybe we might have the chance of seeing the buffaloes. That's what it sounds like. 2 knuckles hitting. Thank you, buffalo. Large herd. Incredible experiences this morning. 18th of April. What a day. Okay, we're just going to go up onto Mvubu Road and then just have a look down into the dam and see what they're getting up to. It looks like they've calmed down in terms of their fighting. Let's just have a quick look. Maybe we can also just see them moving off into that distance. That's a great shot. If you are live right now, have a screenshot, have a look at these buffaloes heading into the distance. An iconic shot of Africa. I'm going to do it with the trees like this. Have a look at that, guys. That is an amazing shot. Beautiful. Wow. Just taking a moment to appreciate these herds of buffalo. It's incredible. Wow. Cheryl just said that she could really see the dust going in the air as the buffaloes were hitting each other. Cheryl, I'm so glad you enjoyed this sighting and you enjoyed the morning so far. It has been my favorite morning so far. It's been interesting trying to deal with some of the complexities of driving around land that you're still not very, very sure of in terms of drainage lines, but it's the experience is doing something that you don't know. Challenge is always accepted. Wow, what a morning. What a morning. So, as these buffaloes head, which they're heading in a southwesterly direction, they'll probably move towards the greater areas to graze, to the open plains to graze on. But they will be going through some thick vegetation as they move towards the southern western boundary of our reserve. Very, very lucky to have them here. The water makes a big difference for these buffalo. And they will be taking in as much as they can while there's still a lot of greenery, while there's still water around. The buffaloes will be making sure they can spend some time around the food, the availability of food and water resource in the area as the dry months begin to unfold this year. Hopefully we'll be able to see big herds within the winter months here at Djuma. Guys, that was a fantastic sighting of those buffalo. I'm truly, truly excited, but you know what? I don't think the excitement has to stop right now. I'm going to go see if we can relocate on those wild dogs. As you can see, the buffaloes are now going to head in a southwesterly direction. We are going to go and see if we can just drive the perimeter and see if we can find some tracks for the wild dogs. With that, let's go and see what Brent is up to. It's been an exciting morning.
I'm still shivering with excitement. So I'm just doing a big loop. Let's see if we can pick up any sign of those dogs again. So I'm going to start from where Sam last saw them in a big loop, checking carefully for tracks. See if they've changed direction. Now we can just take a moment to calm ourselves after this epic morning. Now, dogs off the bat, dogs and elephants, dogs and buffalo, and then Shaluva, the young female leopard, stalking an impala and really getting really close. And then a big herd of buffalo bulls fighting. What else can this morning have in store for us? Could our luck run true and we still get a chance at maybe a ruler and a cub? Fingers crossed. So I'm sniffing at the same time as looking for tracks, looking for this, or searching with my nose for the smell of excitement. It's going to be very interesting watching leopard home ranges and territories shift. Now, the wonderful thing about what we do is we're out here every day, and that gives us an incredible opportunity to have a sort of slightly more in-depth look at the comings and goings. And we've noticed that I haven't seen Karula to the north of Kwatile for quite a while, probably a month and a half or so. The more she spends her time in this area, the more Shaluva is being seen around Sydney's Waterhole and just off in Buffalo's Hook. And it's going to be interesting to see if she starts trying to sneak off into that top northwestern corner. But that northwestern corner is also shared by Shadow. So she's still quite young, and Shadow and Kwatile are probably quite experienced fighters and experienced at defending their home ranges. But as the leopard gets older, and Kwatile and Shadow are both by no means young leopards, their territories and home ranges shrink. Now, there's two reasons for this as a female leopard. The main reason is if they have female babies, they keep giving a section of their core home range to their female offspring. But also, it's a little bit harder to defend against the new leopard coming in. So it's going to be a very, very interesting time over the next year or so to watch what's going on. And I cannot wait to see what happens. So no sign of the dogs and no smell of excitement just yet. I'm going to loop down towards the treehouse waterhole. Fully intended to do the nearly impossible tree quiz this morning and last night, but Wild Dogs interrupted it twice, so maybe we might get a chance to do the nearly impossible tree quiz. I'm having a look for a specific tree. Not that common. So Wendy is saying that alpha female didn't look that heavy even though she was pregnant, and I was wondering what is the average sort of size of a wild dog litter. Normally around 10, but there can be as many as 20. And they have such big litters because they do have such a high mortality rate. Hello, Mr. Tsakani. Track. Big male leopard tracks, and in this area that's normally a good sign it is Tsakani. Unfortunately the light's a bit flat, so try to show you the track. There we go, going back towards where we've come from. So we're going to do a loop. We're going to continue with our original plan and do a loop. Now, of course, tracking leopards after the wild dog pandemonium this morning could be a little bit difficult because inadvertently we might have driven over all the tracks while following the dogs. It's one of the prices you pay for excitement. So I'm just going to call it on the radio. Ponzo of Wanuna Ingwe heading north along Shabam Road towards Philemon's cut line. I'm just going to check Treehouse Mighty and then I'll go back to tracks. So who knows, with the luck we're having this morning, who knows if Tsakani decides to make an appearance before the end of the sunrise safari. I'm still trying to relocate. Last position was on Twin Dams Ranchele Plan. I'm not sure what the direction was from there. I'm just doing a big loop, checking Treehouse and then back down towards Twin Dams via Elephant Carcass. Yeah, looking carefully now. See if there is any sign of those wild dogs, or in fact Mr. Tsakani. He quite often likes to loop down towards the treehouse waterhole. The first place I ever walked into Tingana on foot was at the Treehouse waterhole. He had a duiker kill just behind it. Well, Megan says, does this tree get up and run around the tree for the nearly impossible tree quiz? Because that's the only type of tree that is going to fit in with the excitement of this morning. Well, you might be right, Megan. I might have to hold back on the nearly impossible tree quiz for a while. Save it for tomorrow, maybe. In Tampa says, can I find her a tree that can keep her awake? She said she's barely going to get 2 hours of sleep after the excitement of the sunrise safari. Well, Kat, there is a tree called Polar Edulis, or GAT, G-H-A-T, that is a very strong stimulant and has quite a similar effect to cocaine, so I have been told. And long-distance truck drivers in Africa chew it to stay awake on those long hauls, those many 1,000-kilometer hauls. But apparently if you run out, there's quite the crash afterwards, so maybe don't go chewing GAT. It is grown all over Africa and commercially in some places, and it is literally flown to these hotspots of where the big long-distance truckers drive. We're arriving at the Treehouse waterhole. I was hoping the wild dogs might have got a little thirsty. Nothing here. We're going to keep heading east. The thing about wild dogs makes them so difficult to follow is that they change direction and they move at such high speed through thick areas. Now, I've been very lucky to spend a lot of time with wild dogs in lots of different places, and probably one of my favorite areas to follow wild dogs was southern Tanzania. So there are massive sort of river systems there, but they're very shallow and sandy rivers, and the wild dogs course along their banks and will often chase, or in their case, one of their favorite foods in that area was bushbuck, out of the riverine thickets and chase them across this shallow water this deep, and often those rivers are a kilometer and a half wide, so absolutely stunning place to follow wild dogs. Also, big open areas on the edge of the Okavango Delta, another incredible place to follow wild dogs. And it just makes it a little bit easier to maneuver without having too many trees to dodge, rather fall in the odd spring air hole than come into contact with a combretum stump. Combretum stump could be the end of your game drive vehicle. Stations in the east, does anyone copy me? Said we lost them somewhere in the Mawati. I'm not sure if they've popped out your side. I'm on my way down Weaver's Nest to check the southern boundary. So while we keep searching, let's jump back with Samwise and some elephants. Copy that.
have a look at this small little ellie that's just behind the foliage here. So sweet. He just popped up in front of us. Hello, friend. Look, he's smelling the air. He's smelling us. I think he's trying to hear and smell what we are. So I've made sure that I'm a good distance away from the little guy. And just made sure that he's feeling comfortable, because the mother's not far away. I wouldn't be able to tell if that's a female or a male. Oh, there's an even smaller one coming through. Can you have a look just to the right? There he comes. Hello, little man. Or lady. Not quite sure. Wow, guys, what a fantastic morning. Here we are. I'm going to see if I can get a better position of these little guys. They can't, they are so small. You can just see the little ellie that's there. So we've gone from one big, large herd of buffalo to a much smaller breeding herd of elephants. You can see a nice little small one just coming in over here. Hello. Which help them cool themselves down in these hot days. They'll just shake those big ears, and a lot of the blood flow goes to their ears, and it helps cool down the blood in their bodies and regulate themselves. Oh, and their trunks. Oh man, spectacular sighting. Seems like quite a young breeding herd of elephants. Haven't quite seen the big large male. Well, this is a mother to our left here. Not these two. The one that's just behind here. It's eating on the tree. Hopefully we can get a good visual of them eating. Watch how they wrap. Watch him wrap. There you go. Reaches up. Wraps his trunk around a branch. Strips all the leaves off and puts it in their mouth. We're being very, very privileged this morning to have witnessed so many intelligent, beautiful, stunning, I don't know what else I can say about these animals, but we are so privileged. And it's what's extraordinary, I want you guys to try and notice, is just get the feeling of what it's like to be with the different animals. Like, think about those wild dogs that we were running with. It's like a childlike energy. It's very, very running, and it's a lot of hyperactivity with wild dogs. And even my speech, I couldn't talk properly because they were doing things in such a quick motion. And then when we were with the buffaloes, just take a nice big bite of that. That's amazing. With the buffaloes, you get a very, very different feel for them as they move in those big, big herds. And then you come across elephants, and there's just something so elegant about them. Relaxed. Of course, they're not very relaxed when they come across wild dogs, which we saw earlier. Wow. Wow. Scary Fast on Twitter is saying that you're a new viewer, if I'm correct, and that you were looking for ellies a little bit earlier, and you came in a little bit late. Well, we just got back to some ellies, as you can see here, all grazing. It's a great name, Scary Fast. You should have been there with the wild dogs. Your name would have been very relevant with how quick those wild dogs were moving through the drainage. Yeah. Look at this. Wow, guys, this is great. So watch it reach all the way up there. Pull down that. Look how strong they are. Jeepers. to break that. Wow. Wow. How was that, guys? Did you hear the crack of that tree? Sorry about that, everyone. We just had a little bit of a tech difficulty over there. We are actually using a much different camera to the one that we were using just 2 days ago, because that camera's got into repairs. As what happened was we got a little bit of a twig stuck to the bottom of the camera and broke the bottom part of the camera. So we're just getting that camera fixed while we use this one, and it has to use a number of batteries, so it's we sometimes have some difficulties. So thanks for staying with us. I'm going to see if I can get a better position of these ellies. I just want to be very careful, and just being around with youngsters and mothers, it's very important that we them in such a way that we don't want to show them that we're getting too obtrusive. So I'm just going to get into a position where they feel comfortable and we can watch them feed. Over here, let's just go through here. The youngster right here. It's a much different energy here sitting with the elephants after the morning that we've had. But it's a great way to end off this morning. To sit with a relaxed, calm, gentle giant. Calm, gentle giant. But as I said, with any animal, if you create any pressure, if you push it into a space where it's uncomfortable, it won't be a soft, gentle giant. It is important that when we're in the wild, that we communicate with the animals in such a way that we understand how they're feeling. If we see that they're feeling like they are now, they are feeling comfortable, they are happy with our presence. Ooh, nice little big chunk of grass, leaves. So they're very comfortable with us over here. Every now and then it has a little look to see what we are. And it's a sweet little ellie here. Please come and show yourself. Love to see you. Louis the Lion on YouTube is complimenting me on my sightings so far. Thank you very much for that. I'm really grateful, because it's been an interesting couple of days here at WildEarth to see how I can fit in and provide the best viewing of this wildlife. So I'm glad that you are enjoying it, Louis the Lion. It's been fantastic learning and trying to get comfortable with what I can do out here, and just being comfortable with it. And oh, look at that. Actually, we can have a good look at that trunk. Great camera work by David. Well done. Look at the texture of the skin of the elephant. The ears, as I said earlier, as they blow, help cool down the elephant. Wow. They are such big big animals. And when you are walking in the bush and you hear the sound, that crash of a twig that you can hear, it's often going to be an elephant. So it's very important that when you are walking in the bushveld and you hear different things, they will tell you different things. So for example, what I mean by that is when you're walking and you hear that sound, you know that an elephant might be close by. While you're walking and you hear the sound of a oxpecker, could tell you that there's a buffalo close by. So there's little telltale signs of the bush that will tell you where large mammals may be. And so it's very, very important that we become aware of the world around us. And that's what I love about being out here so much, is that it forces you to stop thinking in your head and allows you to see the world, to see the other, to become aware of the other. I'm just going to get in a better position. Beautiful. So, wow. Can you see that bird that is flying? Oh, guys, I've had a bird list going, because today it's been quite an experience trying to see everything out there, that we haven't had time to see birds. But I just saw a bird fly across the screen. I don't know if you saw it. It looked like it was a fork-tailed drongo, or was it a starling? It was a fork-tailed drongo. It's often you'll find a fork-tailed drongo around elephants and different other mammals that are walking through the bush, because what they do is they lift up the insects, and the drongo will come down, eat one of those insects that have been flicked up from the back of the elephant's foot. So they have it's called commensalism. It's a relationship, a symbiotic relationship that birds have with elephants. They'll feed on the insects as the elephants walk through the bush. So that, I just noticed now, that wasn't a fork-tailed drongo. That was a starling, a Birchall starling, which are incredibly beautiful looking birds, as they have a magnificent iridescent sheen on them. That's how I was managed to see it from this distance. But it's incredible. When you stop to look at any organism in the natural world, you can begin to see the world that exists from it. So if we stopped and looked at these ellies for a while, we would start to notice the type of organisms or plants that the elephant likes to eat and prefers. You'll start to notice the birds that like to be around ellies to collect the seeds, to collect the insects. With anything in life, if you learn a little bit, spend a little bit of time with something, you learn a lot more about that other organism. And if you look even closer on an elephant, you can find their ticks. And you'll find when you're walking through the bush and you see a lot of mud on the side of a tree, it's often that an ellie has just rubbed himself against the tree and tried to take these parasites off them. So there's all sorts of magnificent things happening out here. As the elephant grazes, not grazes, browses. What is the difference between a grazer and a browser? A grazer is there, we just had some grass. So that's a grazer, eats grass, and a browser eats leaves. So we'll find that the elephant will do both. It will graze on grasses, as we've just seen right now. And then as we saw a little bit earlier, we saw them grazing on the tree, wrapping that ginormous trunk around it. Well, my energy has been on a whole nother level this morning. And so it's hard to even just calm down. But let's just be quiet with this beautiful elephant just for a little bit. just to take in its energy, relax. Wow, guys. Starting to feel my heartbeat slowly die. Not die, but decrease. I'm starting to hear the different sounds of the birds of the morning now. As you sit back wherever you are, behind your computer, behind the TV, have a look at these ellies and listen to the sound of these beautiful liquid calls that are coming from all around us. With that, everyone, let's go and see what Brent's up to. I know that he's on the trail of a leopard. See you now.
I asked Ephraim to keep me updated about that incredibly beautiful little leopard Shibuva, and it sounds like she's on her way back. So we're going to try to get back into that area now, and that will be really exciting to spend some more time with her. So the killer bees are, I think, the only people to have her on camera before, and it had been after a particularly long leopard drought, I remember. I came back from leave and everyone was going, oh, there's no leopards, there's no leopards, there's no leopards. I said to Brian, don't worry, Brian, tonight we're going to find a leopard. And I remember it was in Final Control, I can't remember, I think it was Tara. And they're all teasing me, you're too cocky, you're not going to find it, if the other guys can't, da 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 da. And I think it was like the first 25 minutes of drive, boom, not just a leopard, but a new leopard. It was very exciting. So, of course, a lot of finding animals is local knowledge and a bit of prediction of animal movements, how they move, etc. But I think the most important thing is to just believe. I always believe I'm going to find something, so therefore we find something. And I always seem to have more belief with Brian Jubel on the back of the vehicle. Killer bees. So we've got a lovely question from Ellen in North Dakota, and it's not more directed to me as to Brian. So Brian, the question was how many rolls of duct tape or cable ties or bungees does it take to keep Brian on the back of the vehicle when he's with me?
Mostly bungees and cable ties, strap me to the van. Seat belts, you name it. Gotta be careful when Brent's driving this vehicle. Gotta hold on tight.
I actually think the best way forward is we need a climbing harness and strap the cameraman in the back. Then they can't complain anymore. But no, fortunately we have a very well-balanced cameraman who managed to roll around on top there without falling off. Standing by it. On Gallagher shortcut. Copy, thanks. She's across the back. Yay, excitement! I just had a feeling that the morning wasn't quite finished giving. I mean, another great elephant sighting with Sam, and now the possibility of Shaluva again. I'd really like to get a closer look at her. I haven't seen her properly in such a long time. And I'll have to check her spot pattern. I'm sure someone out there will know her spot pattern. So if you do know Shaluva's spot pattern, please let me know. And you can do that by popping me an email on questions@wildearth.tv or use hashtag. So I had no luck trying to relocate the dogs. I'm not sure where they went. I'm busy making my way back towards that Shaluva, one slightly Ingwe, on the second shortcut or Canada shortcut. So, very, very exciting. And as I mentioned a little bit earlier, about the possibility, because Karula is spending so much time in the south, young female, a piece of Karula's territory for herself. Because where we are now is very much Karula country. James Henry's old hat on Twitter says they absolutely agree, nothing like the power of belief. Now, a bit of belief, a bit of skill, and you have a winning combination. Yeah, if I'm on that small umbrella now. We're getting close to where she is. Now, we've had many sightings of Karula in this area, and that's what makes me think maybe she's just testing and seeing how fresh the scent marks are. We haven't really had Karula in this area for probably close on 2 months. I think the last time I saw Karula on this road was that morning when both, a tree in the way, where both Scotty and I were trying to find her through here, and had that incredible morning with her before she crossed into Buffalo's Hook. Okay, I'm just going to be on the radio, just figuring out exactly where F is. Okay, from approaching the 5 right now. I see F's car. Oh, she's been spotted. I could hear those impala from quite the distance. Oh, let's go have a look. F says a hyena's been attracted by this noise of the impalas as well. Look, there's the hyena. See, it's reacted to those alarm calls. Now, where is she? She's probably around this termite mound. Yes, there we go. Look, she's hiding. The hyena hasn't spotted her yet. She's right in there, hiding from him. So that hyena heard those alarm calls from a distance and came racing in. Oh, isn't she? Let's try and move forward a little bit. There's old Howard. How's that, Brian? Look at that. Isn't that absolutely gorgeous? Beautiful young female. So this is only the second time we've ever seen this female. So let's get a photograph for spot patterns. So you can see, lovely female. Oh, there's impala rams fighting here. So in this circumstance, that's probably why she's staying around and stalking the impala, because with all the snorting of the rutting season going on, they get a little bit confused. Now she's watching them intently down the other side of the road, running around chasing each other. Now, impala rams often lose a lot of condition at this time of the year, so it is a chance for a small female leopard to take a big animal like an adult impala ram. But that hyena is still around. Now, as I was saying, this is very much Karula country. I've seen Karula on that exact termite mound. Oh, here comes the hyena, Brian. Still searching. He's going to walk behind Ephraim and then pop out. Going to come out to the road. There he is. She is, actually. Sniffing, wondering what were those impala shouting at. Still hasn't found the leopard just yet, but it's now on the right track. Oh, she looks like she could be pregnant. Oh, she's fine. She's heading up to the termite mound now. Yes, she's hissing at the hyena. He's just trying to make sure she doesn't have a kill there. Oh, there we go. Look at that. Hyena and leopard, no more than a few meters apart. Hyena's having a scratch. I'm just a little bit disappointed the leopard didn't have a kill. Still not convinced, and hyenas will often check around and around and around. Hyena's on the other side of that termite mound. See how she's lifted her ears. I think the hyena's moving off a bit. But if that hyena comes back, you'll watch those ears go completely flat. Now, if you're a leopard, the impala rutting season's a great time of the year. They're so focused on making babies that they forget that there are predators around. And a lot of those big impala rams will lose a lot of condition. And they're so focused on chasing each other about. Let's try and get another view of her so you can see her spot pattern clearly. Isn't that amazing? Those impala, even though some of the impala were alarming at the leopard, were still focused on fighting each other. That Brian? There we go. There she is. So unfortunately she is quite a little thick spot up there, but at least we can see her beautiful visage. And Tim says, poor impalas. Everything's hunting them this morning. Leopard, wild dog. Yes, unfortunately, Tim, that is an impala's station in life. Also being the most numerous antelope in Africa south of the Sahara, they're the most numerously preyed upon antelope. Oh, look at that. Look at that. So we can definitely see her right side is a 3. She's got 3 very big, prominent spots. Now, very nice, distinct spot pattern. Sometimes leopards can have quite indistinct ones with very small spots. Okay, I just need to be on the radio for a second. Oh, hyena is still meandering around, and she's just watching it. It's still quite far away. And that Ellen asked, do hyenas ever chase the leopards? They can sometimes, but normally they just rather steal the kill from her. There comes the hyena again, just trying to make sure she didn't catch something and she's already cached it somewhere. No, she's got that tree there, so she is quite safe. She can leap up the tree if she needs be. Thanks very much, F. Just trying to get that right. I mean, the left side when she turns. Oh, there we go. Oh, I missed my spot. Maybe I can just get it. Oh, too slow again. So isn't this wonderful? And a new female and possibly one of our future stars if she decides to start moving more and more into this area. Did I get the spot there before she turned? I did. She's a 3-3. Very, very distinct. Very round, very big spots on both sides. So we can see the right side 3. So Scary Fast, a new viewer, has shared a lovely screenshot on Twitter. Well done. Just remember, always pop the hashtag Safari Live on for your screenshots. Look at that. It's always exciting to see an animal we don't see often. So Scary Fast, our new viewer, says, I'm on this stream for the long haul now. Well, welcome to the Safari Live family, Scary Fast. Great to have you on board. Now, if you're that scary fast, maybe we should let you chase the wild dogs, because you've got to be scary fast to keep up with them. So, even though she has been actively hunting impala all morning, she does look like she's quite full, so probably taking an opportunity of having rutting male impala near her to see if she can get a nice easy meal. But this isn't the best spot to catch something that's too big to take up a tree, because the hyena den is not far from here. Very, very pretty. Oh, beautiful, beautiful canines. Looking at the bottom ones there. No chips or breaks at this age. Is a prime specimen. I know a lot of our viewers out there might know when she was born. I'm guessing she's around 2, maybe a bit older. But if anyone knows for certain what month she was born in, I think please let me know. I would really, really love to know that. And you can do that by hashtagging Safari Live on Twitter or sending an email to questions@wildearth.tv. So Susan from the Lone Star State, the great state of Texas, says she's been watching for a few months, but this is her first question or comment. Well, you should keep doing it, Susan. Susan says she knows why I love the wild dogs. Her pulse is still racing. Mine too. They are the most exciting creatures to follow through the African bush. But as we move towards the end of the sunset sunrise, I get so confused. Dogs make me muddled. But let's have a last look at this beautiful female leopard. And I'm going to say adieu for Sam as well. And let's hope that this female is going to be in this area again for the sunset safari. It'll be great to spend a bit more time with her. There we go. You can see that nice 3-3 spot pattern. And it'll be absolutely amazing to spend more time. But let's save that for the sunset safari. We will see you in a few short hours. Bye-bye from the Killer Bee.